So I was
Dick riding in progress.
yes, that is something you do often.
You do.
Well, that's something that Sean Payton will not be doing with Russell Wilson. I don't know if you guys saw this report earlier in Broncos country, but it was
They're still
reported
riding.
that Sean Payton told quarterback Russell Wilson that to salvage his career, he needed to focus less on Russell Inc. Quote, will you effing stop kissing all the babies? Payton said, you're not running for public office. He can be difficult, said Saints GM Mick Loomis, who Payton refers to as his best friend, but he's 2 or 3 steps ahead of everyone. Sean Payton just said, will you effing stop kissing all the babies? You're not running for public office. That's pretty good. He's cutting out
He
all the
said
bucket
that
hats.
he said that to Russell Wilson.
That is the report, is that he said that to Russell Wilson.
Good for him. I like what's going on.
They kick him out of his
Broncos are gonna
office.
be Broncos might go undefeated, bro.
Sean Payton comes in and he kicks Russell Wilson and Team 3 out of their office that they had at Broncos headquarters. No bucket hats, sunglasses, whatever else that they can have on the sideline during preseason. No talking or interviews during preseason on the sideline. Telling Russell what's what. I mean, he's bringing a culture shock to the Denver Broncos, and it's surprising that all of this is out in the open because none of that was in the media when he was in New Orleans, even during Bounty Gate.
He's just trying to get the Broncos' name out there right now, trying to get the shit stain of last season off their name right now.
I can't blame him. It's a good tactic, but he's also going to have to produce.
I don't think they're going to produce.
Produce. You think Sean Payton's got that dog in him?
He's got something in him.
What does that mean?
A butt plug.
Is this confirmed? Can we?
I'm
tweet this out
low-key
from the
like
account?
I don't ever want the Broncos to beat us. I don't want the Broncos to be ever more successful than the Kansas City Chiefs, but I'm low-key kind of pulling for them. Like, I would like to see them get their shit together
It'd be nice
and
to
not
have a
make the AFC
rivalry in
West look
division.
as bad, like on the back half. But
It'd also be nice to have important games in the division at this point. Like, can we have a little bit of competition?
no, don't invite that. We don't need that.
We need we don't have a
I
rivalry.
like the little Bengals Bills stuff that's been going on the past few years.
I do too, but we don't have a rivalry that we consistently play.
We played the Bengals every year the last 3 years and the Bills.
It's true. I don't know. It's just something
Don't we
different
have
when
them
it's in
both
division.
again?
Yeah, we do.
We
We
play them
play
both again.
we play Bengals second to last game of the season.
And then the Bills game is in December.
When it's also interesting
Yeah,
because
December
to
10th.
go along with the news, we've got obviously Chris Jones. We've talked about his contract holdout in the Chief Show. If you haven't listened to that, go back. It dropped a few days ago. But we've also got a couple other. We've got one holdout and one contract that should be done very soon. Both are rumored to be done very soon. You've got Nick Bosa for the 49ers. He's currently in a contract holdout waiting for new money to come in. And then a player who's not holding out, but whose deal should be done very, very soon, probably should have been done months ago, is Joe Burrow. Again, he's not holding out, but the rumor is that both deals are expected to be done very, very soon. Sounds like Nick possibly will miss the first game. I think he's maybe got another day before they just say, okay, he's out if he doesn't get the deal done. But both are expected to be done before Sunday.
They're waiting to get past that September 7th deadline of everybody, the top 51 on your team. That's your payment for the year.
The Niners are looking to be are preparing to be in the same situation as us, the Chiefs. Without their star defensive lineman and without their tight end, they could be without Kittle and Bosa for week 1.
Shut up.
About yelling at his dogs, which that one doesn't make as much sense as the Chiefs issue that they have with Chris Jones, because Nick Bosa is coming off of his rookie contract. He's got a long life in the NFL ahead of him with multiple years left, multiple different contracts left to be able to get. To me, if I was the 49ers, we get that deal done ASAP. But also, I know they're in a little bit of cap hell because John Lynch has pulled basically a John Dorsey with that franchise in trying to pay absolutely everyone and now having not enough money to sign the players that you bring in and need to sign to keep that team together and be able to compete.
You just love to see it, don't you?
That guy's going to get himself fired if he's not careful.
It's only a matter of time.
You can't keep screwing up. You screw up with Nick Bosa, potentially. We'll see how that plays out. But the deal is rumored to be done before Sunday, so we'll have to see. But you also screwed up with Trey Lance. I mean, those are you got some big screw ups potentially looming, and some that already have. I would not be surprised to see John Lynch potentially out of the NFL sooner rather than later. With that said, folks, it is week 1. We've got games coming in. The Chiefs have already played by the time you're hearing this. They've already walked away with a big fat dub. The Lions did cover if you've got money on the game. Had money on the game. But that means it's also time for fantasy football. Everybody is hopefully already got their drafts done. It's game 1 coming up in a couple of days. It should already be done. If it's not, I've got
Sean and I have a draft Wednesday night.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. I am in 5 leagues this year. It is not fun already. Goodness. It's not fun already.
I turned down a 4th. I was like, dude, I'm in over my head.
I had one that was supposed to be like, it had gotten turned down because we were all doing the dynasty together that you guys are in. And then the guys were like, hey, let's still do this redraft. And I had already been invited to another one that needed emergency. So too many leagues. But that also means that it's time for this segment's final return. Just the tips.
All right, we're back, baby, and it's week 1.
The tingly tips.
Out a little bit different this year, just a little different. I'm not gonna give you a start 'em and sit 'em this week. I'm just gonna give you some players to watch.
It was not good. Hey. Depending on how you do this year, depends on if your rights get revoked, sir.
It led to a fantasy championship for me, so I don't know, man. Just listen to what I have to say.
Losses for other people.
Listen to what I have to say. You may make the fantasy championship. We'll see. Players to watch this year, starting off with one quarterback here.
Are we going for the whole year? Well, this is not just week 1?
This is streamer option, so if you don't have anything right away that you like, these are guys to look at. They could be going late round in drafts or
week 1, or are you talking about for the whole year?
A little bit of both. Just a little bit of both.
All right.
Geno Smith. He's going to have a great year.
Geno Smith.
He's going to have some off weeks. But he's got
2 years in a row. He's going to have a great year. Okay.
DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Like, some good stuff's happening out there in Seattle. Running back here, Alexander Madison for the Vikings. Dalvin Cook is gone. He's getting in that lead role right now. Look for him to pop off and have some good games in there. Actually, I have 2 wide receivers for you guys this year. 2. Christian Watson and Jahan Dotson. 2 second-year guys looking to explode. Both have new quarterbacks that they're playing with this year. Look for them to capitalize with that. And last but not least, this guy, put him in the start of a lot last year. Typo has him. I think he has him. Pat Freiermuth.
In the Dynasty League, yes, I have him.
Rough.
I got the Kenny Pickett, Pat Freiermuth connection. I will say Jahan Dotson looked really good in preseason. I did not get to see much of Christian Watson, but I have seen plenty of Jahan Dotson that makes me think he's going to have a really good season.
Especially with the receiving core they have in Washington. You already have Scary Terry doing his thing, if he can overcome that turf toe. But Sam Howell's looking
Dotson's
average up
touchdown
there.
production last year when he was playing is enough to like pique your interest. But what he did in the preseason, the way he looked with Sam Howell, that's I targeted him in both drafts. I didn't get him in the dynasty draft, but I have him in another league. So yeah,
And
thanks, Sean.
you've got Scary Terry out with a turf toe. That's definitely a guy you want to keep on your radar. And Sam Howell looks like a dude. Somebody that definitely should have played last year. Washington may have themselves a nice little team this year,
A
especially with Eric
completely average
Bieniemy.
quarterback.
I wouldn't go
That's
that far.
Sam Howell.
I think he's much better than the average. I think he would end up probably top. You know what? I'll give him top 12 this year. Sam Howell ends up.
Wow. Okay.